For coming to my channel. I am Jackie Horton, your wellness and health specialist. I am here to promote wellness and good health.
The real you is breathing down your neck, begging you to manifest. It's got to be a lifestyle change. When you shift your paradigm, when you shift your thinking, only then what you see in your head, you will hold in your hand.
Good morning and welcome to my channel. I am Jackie Horton, your virtual wellness and health specialist. It is Thursday, which is Life and Health Coaching Thursday. This is time where I talk about a series of things that relate to life and health improvement. So the purpose of my channel is to promote wellness and good health, to amplify lifestyle changes and strategies, as well as to uplift all those things that we're doing positive that develops us into the characters and the people that we desire in order to have full wellness and health and good health. So welcome again. So today in this series, I am going to begin life coaching really to talk about and share my life. And I'll just do abbreviations of it in the sense that I'll just share a beginning and a middle and in the present time. There's no ending because I'm still here. So basically, I am Memphis born. I'm born in Memphis, Tennessee, one of the pioneers for the civil rights movement. And I'm very proud of being from Memphis simply because of that. I do think it plays a part in who I am and what I do today. I am a staunch advocate, and I believe in civil rights. And I believe in equality, justice in all areas for all human beings. So going back to myself, so how does it work? How does it get started when we do life coaching? And how did I use the resources in my certification training to sort of explore more and more who I am? So one of the things is that we kind of look at the origin, the family of origin, which is the hallmark pardon me, and the foundation for who we become. It also becomes a place where we sort of start to kind of, lock into who we want to be and also understand what things that we want to have transpired from our internal selves. So when I was reading today in Proverbs, Proverbs 20, 21, and 22, and in Proverbs by King Solomon, he sort of talks about the inner man and the spirit man and who God is and how he created us. So it was really defining that I, had those chapters to read while I'm talking about my life. And so one of the things that came up to me was that how do I utilize the experiences of my life? And how do I also take the good with the not so good moments? So basically, I learned to do that over time. I think we need to all understand that evolving is evolving over time. And age does not stop us evolving. So I went from a very quiet, shy, aloof, detached person to some people thinking that I'm just this really big extrovert. This is a source of evolving. And so that came from just experiences that I learned from and how I watch people who I admire sort of, as they are. And then I go back and try to learn as much about them and how they develop into that person. Because every part of any organism, whether it's a living organism, whether it's a business that you own, it does require gradual development and gradual, exposure for that development. So getting back to that. And so I was looking over and over how I developed into who I am today. And it's the funny thing is that I am not so different than who I was when I was younger. It used to be a funny thing, like when I started to go to church and really like, the experience of worshiping and believing and reading the Bible. I was just really hardcore black and white with the Bible and, like that's wrong and this is right and so forth. And then over time, I didn't release those positions that I had. What I did was learn to understand how God understands his children, is that he graciously loves us to wellness, which is hard. And I think sometimes it may be hard for him too, but that's, my perception of him. But it's done, and it has been done. And so the more I learn to not look at things in black and white, the more I developed into who I was designed to be. And my history, from the different relationships between my grandmother, who was a strong matriarch, to my mother, who was a very fun, loving, probably not as responsible person and so forth, and my dad, who was a very vocal, firm, I'll tell you how I feel and I'll tell you how you feel too. I learned to sort of like develop into all those three characteristics in a very nice, I think, wholesome way. Because I do have, my mother's softness, and I do have both my mother and my father humor. I can be really playful and silly at times, and it helps, it just helps because it's better to laugh rather than cry. It's better to feel up rather than down. And I also have my grandmother's, no quit, unquitting spirit. I work really hard. I give really hard in my work, and I have been rewarded very well for my work. So when you're thinking about your life, and I want you to take this journey with me for this September, it's kind of like breaking down your life. So after today, I'll just be kind of sharing a little bit more about my life, and I would like for you to kind of take those steps, like your beginning, your middle, and your present, and seeing if you can see a full circle of who you were then, and seeing it kind of flourishing and blossoming in who you are now. There's always a connection. There's always a connection. And that's the one reason why I call my business the Circle of Health, because it's a circular motion in how we move in our development. It never stops touching each other. It never disconnects. So with that being said, so take this journey with me just for the month of September, and I'm going to call it My Life. One of my favorite songs, as you heard in the background, was the instrumental, was from Maxwell, Lifetime. And I think you should go back and look at those words. You can tell that he and whoever his writers were really spoke from a very deep, organic level. And that's what my life series for September is going to be about, from a very deep and organic level. And I'm removing all the barriers and the fears around that, because we never like to really talk about the other stuff. We just talk about the good stuff. And I will talk about some things that I learned about myself that helped me evolve. But for the most part, it really is just showing you how life coaching is also an excellent process to get deeper understanding within yourself, and how the full circle connects. So thank you so much for being here. You have a great Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow for Friday Village Circle. I am Jackie Horton. Bye.